Alrighty, so for today's little rant here, keeping with the theme of gender and sexuality and all that jazz, I figured that we would review or debunk some more Instagram posts. Alrighty, so the first post that we got up here, I will overlay it on the screen for those of you who are watching on the YouTubes. So this one is from Feminist, this Instagram account, alright? They reposted it from this gay dude, Matt XIV. I don't know who that is, but apparently he's like some big liberal person thing. All right. And so the first slide that you guys can see here is stop assuming your kids are straight, and what he's going to go into. All right. So let's see why we should stop assuming that our kids are straight. So next slide. Whoop.
All right, heteronormativity. The belief that heterosexuality is the default, preferred, and normal mode of sexual orientation.
It assumes that there are only two distinct opposite genders and that sexual and marital relations are most fitting between a man and a woman. So first off, doesn't capitalize at the beginning of the sentence. Always pisses me off. I don't get why. Like, you're some big dude. You should be able to, like, I don't know, capitalize your dang pronouns and start words starting of the sentence. But, whatever. You're liberal. You're not too smart. But yeah. Assumes that it's about most fitting between a man and a woman. Yes, of course it is. We all know that. We see the statistics showing that the greatest thing that you can do for your child is have an intact nuclear family. A man and a woman in the household. A mother and a father. Do you know why? That is because the mother and the father both have two distinct roles in the household. The mother teaches the kids and has a feminine influence, especially for the girls. That is extremely important, showing them how to be more, kinder, more caring and compassionate. Those are usually traits contributed to a woman, and those are things that a woman or mother would teach you. While your father, especially for boys, this is extremely important for a masculine influence to show how to be a true man, how to be masculine, how to treat people, how to treat women with respect when you're going out with them and whatnot. All right, so we know that that is the most beneficial way, that is the greatest thing that you can do to ensure your child's success. If you look at the statistics of people who are homeless and all that, most of the times it is because they did not have an intact family, a mother left or a father left. We see this in the Black community overwhelming, where fathers leave the home, and that is why most criminals, not all Black people, but most criminals are African American, and that is because most African American fathers leave their families. They bang a woman and then they leave, which is unacceptable. All right. So next point, it assumes that there are only two distinct and opposite genders. How would there be any more? You have male genitalia, you have female genitalia. There's no like halfway in between, but I obviously, there is halfway in between, with the extreme rare circumstances when you have like some mutations going on, but overall you have people with male genitalia, and that makes them a man. You have people with woman genitalia, which makes them a woman. All right, and yes, that is the preferred one because that is how God made it. It says it right there in the Bible. Just read Genesis. All right, and then so the next slide here is this woman showing a video of saying that her baby is gay. All right, so I will show you guys the video right here.
Gay, 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 gay. My dad says you can't just say that your baby is gay before he gets a chance to tell us he's gay. And I go, whoa. Straight people do it all the time. Little baby boy is born. Oh, he's going to be a heartbreaker. Little baby girl is born. Oh, you better lock her up when she turns 16. Clearly, people want their children to be straight. Well, my son is gay. Gay, Very gay. Very gay. Gay. Straight people, do you see? You sound ridiculous when you call babies heartbreakers and say that little baby girl. Stop doing this. It's also just creepy. So stop sexualizing babies.
So, yeah, you guys can see, I personally, as always, think that doing this is disgusting. And she says at the very end, stop sexualizing children. But then again, that's exactly what she's doing right now. She's sexualizing her young baby, saying, "Oh, he's so gay, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah." And honestly, this video just like hurts me. Like I physically feel pain in my heart as I am watching this thing. And she goes on saying, "Oh." When her dad says, "Oh, you can't assume that your kid's gay," and she's like, "Oh, you can't assume that he's straight." Well, because that is what most people are. You have the 1%ers who are gay, all right? And then you have the 99%ers who are straight. And she says that we're ridiculous when she is the ridiculous one. And here, let me explain why that she's the ridiculous one. Because if you're going to assume that your baby and forcing this on him that he's gay, putting him into the LGBTQQAIIPPLLCPZ community with a 40% suicide rate. I think that you should wait to see if he wants to go into that community of mass suicide, and you would want to encourage him to go into the holier community of straightness, of normal people, the people who are actually sane. So I don't get why she would want to put her baby in here. Well, maybe I do a little bit, and that's because she might just be mentally deranged herself. All right. So next slide, it says this video got hundreds of thousands of hate comments, all of which prove the exact point the video is making. It says some of these comments right here. It says, "Nah, you can't just do that. You gotta let him decide." And then next one is, you're deciding something you aren't allowed to decide. It's their choice of what they want to be. Listen to your dad. And all of this is just extremely confusing, because you have people saying, "Oh, you can't decide. Oh, you can't decide." And then you have this and then all this. And it's just extremely confusing. And that is what all of this gender and sexuality is. The left is just trying to confuse people. So then they don't know what the hell they are, what the hell they're doing. And so that the left can just come and say, "Here, let me help you. Let us big government help you." All right. And this three dot Corey person, spell words, please. Don't just spell out YOU and JUST and then another YOU. All right. Because that's just lazy. And if you're going to, especially if you're going to do like a comment where you're saying, calling out how stupid someone is, please type all the words out and sound more smarter than the idiot. And I know I just said, but yeah, so be smarter than the person who you're trying to convince or change their mind. All right, so next slide here. Next slide. We got a video of this little baby watching a dude's, as this Matt dude said, reacting to a grown man's Christmas themed thirst trap. All right, so I will again show you the video right here. So YouTube, you will be able to see this video. It is more of a visual video, but so here is the video. YouTube, Spotify, and other podcasting platforms. You're just gonna have to listen to this.
Merry Christmas.
Alright, so what the video was this dude this muscular dude, alright, was like pulling out a Santa costume from a little bag, a little trash bag thing, and then he held up the trash bag to the camera, dropped it down, and then he was in the Santa costume, and he had his shirt off, and the Santa costume was like a little vest, so he was like showing his abs and his pecs and all that jazz. Then the little girl was like, "Oh my gosh," and had wide eyes and was looking super cute. I will agree with those comments that you see. That is an extremely cute video. All right. And so it says on this next slide, by contrast, this video received over 4 million views with an overwhelmingly positive response. Yes, because that is a cute little child doing this and it's not an adult. All right. If you're going to do that, at least show a video of someone saying, my son is straight, like that other weird retarded lady said. All right, the comments here say, she emoji face. Haha, that put a smile on her faces. She like, oh. Yes, sweetie, that was our reaction too. Crying of laughter emoji. So, yeah, next slide, people. Next slide says, why is it socially acceptable to assume a child is heterosexual and cisgender, but inappropriate and unacceptable to assume that they aren't? You know why, Maddox, boy? It is because heterosexual and cisgender is the only sane, rational, logical one. And I know that's going to piss a lot of people off, but it is. It's the most holy one. You read it in the Bible, as I've said before, in Genesis. It says God created man and God created woman, and they are to marry and create babies. You cannot create babies with 2 men or 2 women. Like I remember in the last video, I talked about the throuple, which is disgusting, and just gives like a shudder down my spine. And it's socially acceptable because that is the only accurate one. So yes, so Maddox dude, you're mentally deranged. All right, so let's get on to another one. So this one is from an account called The World of the Gay. So already just like weird and blah and disgusting. So let's show the people on YouTube what this is. So it is a thing that this is a repost from an account like Logan. That's a girl. I guess the girl was named Logan. I feel bad for that woman, but it's that Logan person posted a article and captioned the article, Canada, sweetie, you're doing great. And under that, it has a picture of the headline of the article. It says, Canada's new law lets government take children away if parents don't accept their gender identity. And it has a picture of like a man on the left, a man on the right, a woman, sorry, on the right, and then a half man, half woman thing in the middle. So I just want you all to take a second and think about the government taking away your child because the parents don't accept their gender identity. So just think about that. Think about how terrible that is, and that the government is able to swoop in and steal your child just because your child is mentally ill, is suffering from gender dysphoria, and the parent is trying to help them through that, because we have, again, back to the statistics. All right, most people who experiencing gender dysphoria grow out of it if they are not met with acceptance. And oh yeah, you are just a woman. Oh yeah, let's just go lop off your ding dong. Oh, let's pump you up full of estrogen. Oh yeah, let's put you on puberty blockers. When those terrible things don't happen, most children grow out of the phase. So Canada is basically wanting people who are suffering from gender dysphoria to go through these extremely harmful surgeries and procedures, and them to go into this community of 40% suicide rate, higher than African Americans in slavery, higher than freaking Jewish people in internment camps. Think about that. Just think that people experiencing gender dysphoria and who go through like transitions and all have a higher suicide rate than people from the Holocaust. Think about that. And a lot of the left people, they say that, oh, if you give them all these hormones and stuff, oh, it'll make them so much better. The suicide rates will go so much down, but they don't. They just don't. They stay the same or go higher. So, Canada, I wish that you would not be so woke, but I don't believe that that is possible. Alrighty. So, last post that we'll go over today, it is from Impact. This Impact account. Oh, it's verified as well. Wow, so surprising. So again, YouTube people, you will see this up here now. It says super straight, the fake sexuality created to justify transphobia. So those of you who have been living under a rock and don't know about this TikToker dude, he created this again another fake sexuality just to kind of be like, hey, yo, lefties, you're crazy, so I can be crazy too. Saying that, yo, I'm not gonna like a man who thinks he's a woman just because he thinks he's a woman. If like me being a normally straight guy, I would not like think that a transgender male to female person is hot, because that would then just be gay, I guess. So yeah, that was what he was saying in his little TikTok thing. So it goes into this right here on the second slide. On the social media app TikTok, a new sexuality, quote unquote, they put this in quotes, has been created called, again in quotes, super straight. A super straight person is someone who chooses not to date transgender people. To a super straight person, it doesn't matter if the trans person identifies with the gender that the transphobic super straight person is attracted to. They say transphobic, but I don't get how it's just saying that you don't want to date men, basically. If I'm a man, I don't want to date a man. Or if you're a woman, you don't want to date a woman. Sorry. And so you would be bi, honestly, if you were dating a transgender person who were like transitioned of your same sex. I don't know. This is confusing me. All right, guys. I need like some God intervention here to help me figure out all thisness. It's just too confusing, guys. I don't know about you. But next slide says the super straight sexuality is denying the reality of trans people's identity. It is not about genuine preferences, but rather about refusing to acknowledge trans people beyond the gender they were assigned at birth. But you see, most men, I'm going to say most men here, are attracted to the female characteristics of female body parts. All right. That's just a fact. Most men that's just what we are. We are naturally lusting beings, and that's every man's battle that we got to deal with that. Women less so, but still there for women. So, create all these crazy sexualities, but you can. That makes no sense. Again, the crazy LGBTQP-ness, right? So next slide, it's a repost thing from an account. It says, what is super straight? This is a new sexuality that means you are only attracted to cisgender women or men. This is made due to an influx of people saying that you aren't straight if you are not attracted to trans women/men. We are part of the LGBTQ plus now. So honestly, technically, if you want to think about it, they are, because new genders and sexualities are made every day, you know. And previously I talked about how I showed you the video of this humans, these are saying that, you know, there's like, you can be a fish now or a bear, which is just, I don't even know. Still, I don't even get what the hell he's talking about. But we can play that game too, lefties. If you want to play the game of creating new sexualities all the time, we can do that too. All right, so next slide says, this is not a sexuality. The creation of this fake sexuality is a poor attempt at finding a loophole out of being called transphobic. Many self-proclaimed super straights have described the sexuality as being as beating LGBTQ plus people at their own game. Well, we kind of are. We kind of are messing with you. Like, the whole point of that video was just to stick up the finger to all the lefties who are like, transphobic, you're so transphobic, homophobic, misogynistic, blah blah blah, and all the other ists and isms and phobias. And honestly, this dude who made the super straight sexuality thing is a bloody legend. Later, the dude was banned from TikTok because they don't like to have opposing viewpoints. But that dude, man, he has my respect. All right. Next slide says, you are not super straight. You are transphobic. Having your own preferences is fine, but stop denying the presence of bigotry that comes with them. So this last slide is the one that I have the most problem with. All right, because you're saying that my preferences of wanting females as wanting to date females is bigoted because I want to date females. That just in itself doesn't really make any sense in my mind. You can say I'm wrong, and obviously this impact account would say that I'm wrong, but I don't get how my preferences are bigoted. And you can't say that my preferences are fine and bigoted. That you can't have two things at once. All right, you can't have your cake and eat it too, and as that saying goes. All right, so impact, world of the gay and feminist slash Maddox XVIK, whatever the hell it is. You are all idiots, and you should go and die in a hole. I'm joking. Don't die in a hole. I would not say that, but your opinions are stupid. Well, I hope you enjoyed that clip from the Jack Ryan Show. If you did, please like, comment, and share this video to everyone you know, as well as follow me on Instagram and Spotify at the Jack Ryan Show. Also, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another video. Again, thank you for watching.